Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, welcome. I think all my YouTubes are interesting, but you might like this one more than others. Where to start? It's very personal, this one. You might think it's very it's one-sided because it's my personal experiences, but we can only live by our own experiences, can't we, really? That's why we have them. So I've been finding out things over the last few weeks, and I've made me quite angry, and I wanted to share. This is going to go round other people, but I wanted to share because somebody posted on Facebook a few weeks ago how one person can cause havoc in a family, can cause rifts and permanent destruction of friendships, and how one person can, like a whirlwind, go in and just wreak havoc in a family. And I feel this is what's just happened to me in my friendship group. I felt that we were like a family, and this one person has just wreaked havoc throughout. And I'm quite cross with myself because I never liked this girl. I noticed that there's something off about her energy. But eventually she wore me down, and one of the girls were in a bit of trouble, a little bit upset, and she was really sweet and nice and kind to her, and I thought, oh, maybe I've misjudged her, maybe I should look at her differently. So I did give her an opening to become friends, and she took it and she waded in there, being really good and kind and a nice person. So when she started telling me about her friend's partner, how awful he was, how demanding he was, how selfish he was, how he was going to take everything off her, she was going to be left with nothing, how she wasn't allowed out anymore without him. She wasn't allowed to sit with us, dance with us, come out with us. She wasn't allowed to do anything. Not considering that may have been her choice not to come out so much because she's in a relationship now and she prefers to spend time with her partner. Same with the holiday. She wasn't allowed to come out so often with us because he was constantly phoning her. So Harry was just taking everything from her. How she had to accommodate all of his family all of the time with cost of money and stress to her. So on and on. I can't tell you what she didn't say. Anything you could imagine a man doing and being wrong about, abusive, controlling, taking finances from her, all this kind of thing going on. Now, I had no reason to disbelieve her. These have been friends for 7 years. I had no reason to disbelieve what she was saying. So I was worried sick about my friend in the relationship. Another girl in the group was also worried sick about her. We were just so concerned about this man having control over our friend's life. Unfortunately, that friend has now decided no, she didn't want involved and knows nothing about it. So thank you for that. She'll know who she is. So that was my first inkling, because as the months went on, I realised that it wasn't true. This man wasn't doing these things to my friend. And when I realised that, I apologised to him for thinking so ill of him. And that's when the the manure really hit the fan, because he had no idea what was going on or being said about him. And so they were both really, really upset with me and all of their friends for gossiping about them, obviously. And somehow this woman's turned that around into my being the instigator. So I am the whistleblower and the instigator of the lies, apparently. But she's so good. She's so good at what she does. I don't really blame people. I blame people in a friendship way for not trusting me. But if she told this man he was abusing his partner, he probably would have believed her. She's that good. She's that good at what she does. I've been looking up pathological liars this morning before I made this video, and that's quite interesting. The reasons that they do it, and how they can't stop it, and how they they start to believe their own lies because they can't come back out of them. They've gone too far into them. So been looking at that a little bit. So anyway, these friends of mine, we've been friends for a long time. We've been on holidays a couple of times together. One of the friends I knew before we met in the group, and we'd been on holidays together. We had our own friendship going on, and she's the one that is now saying nothing to do with me. I didn't say anything. I didn't know nothing. And my other friend that she was poorly. I did a lot for her. I've literally picked her up off bathroom floors when we were out, got her dressed and took her home. I changed my car for one of my friends because she's poorly, so I got a 4-door so she could get in and out easily. And it's just because I like to do that. I like to look after people. I brought up to look after people. That was my role. So all of these people believing ill of me, like I could have started this rumour again about someone I don't know. And the friend that I've done the most for physically, financially, and support-wise, she said I was mentally ill, which I think if anybody tries to use mental health against you is not a friend and is never a friend. Because she insisted I made it all up, so I must be mentally ill. So that was the first warning when I realised that this person was abusing his girlfriend. But I kind of thought that was the end of it, and I did give this woman the benefit of the doubt. I thought maybe she really believed that. She really believed this was going on. So the trauma that she's put this couple through is not funny. They've been through a lot of trauma. They've lost their friends. They thought of us as friends, and now they think of us as just gossips. So they've been through a lot of trauma, and they've lost friends as well through her lies. And as I said, I apologise for my role in that, and unfortunately I do it again. I think people being lied about need to know what's going on behind their back by their friends. I just do, and I'd be happy for someone to tell me the truth about things. So there's lots more. I'm trying to narrow it down a bit for you. So this has been going on. I'd say my friends aren't talking to me, but I'm not talking to them because I don't want to be friends with people that can think ill of me. I don't think I've got a malicious bone in my body. I do get angry. I am very angry, but that will pass. I know that will pass. So I was thinking about what she'd done here, the chaos she caused, the separation she caused, the lies that she told. And I bumped into her ex-boyfriend a few weeks ago. We were at the same place, and I had a word with him, and apparently he'd also been told that she had to finish with him because I was on her back all the time about ending it with him and how I didn't like him and I was against him, and she couldn't possibly keep on seeing him because of the stress I was putting her under with him. And as I said to him, I don't know you. I don't know you. All I know, I say hi and bye and everything okay kind of conversation. I don't know you. Only things I know about you is what she's told me. And if she tells me you're abusive, if she tells me you're a liar, if she tells you you're controlling, if she tells me you're stalking her, I'm not going to like you. So he was quite shocked by that, and I was upset about this as well. And I thought, oh my word, that's like, so far that's 2 people now that she's used me as a conduit to cause trouble with or to lie about. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know everything. I am on the YouTube at the moment, find out about compulsive liars and narcissists, but I think this goes even deeper than narcissism. It's pathological lying, to systematically destroy people. So there's this man who she accused of being after our friend's money, and then there's me. My reputation is shot. I include myself in that. But it's not shock, because I do know some of my friends know that they're lying. They do know the truth. They're just choosing not to get caught up in the turmoil, which I do understand, but I don't, because I would never do that. I would always stand by the person in the truth. So I don't understand it. So I've moved on from that. So then I said to her ex-boyfriend, who I'm supposedly to have broke them up, maybe her other boyfriend is a nice person too. Maybe he's not what we've been told either, because we're looking at 3 people now whose reputation she's destroyed. So I had a word with the other boyfriend, because he was really angry when they broke up, as I'm angry. So I get the anger, because you can't defend yourself against all of this web of lies, because they're built up so slowly and so cleverly linked. So I started to understand his anger and why he was, you get this thing called cognitive dissonance, which I had with my last boyfriend, because he wasn't who he said he wasn't. And your brain tries to bring 2 halves together. You try to bring the relationship you thought you was in and the truth of that relationship, and your brain kind of like splits in half. You can't find reality, because what you were in is so real to you, the relationship you were in, but all of it was a lie over here. And your brain, oh, it's just an awful thing. And it absolutely paralyzed me when it happened, you know, and I couldn't get up and I couldn't do anything, because my brain was trying to bring the reality of what he had done into the reality that I thought I was in. So anyway, I'm assuming that this man was in this cognitive dissonance stage. He was really, really angry, and he hadn't just tidied up her house when she moved in. He decorated it throughout for her. No, she hadn't given him all of his expensive jewellery back like she told me. And no, she hadn't paid for her half of the holiday, because she keeps telling me they were friends, were friends, were friends. He wouldn't accept we're friends, and it's not looking like that was the truth. So when you start separating her from the people she's lied about, it makes quite an interesting dynamic. So I understand. I am really angry, which is why I'm making this video. I'm also really angry that I will be writing letters. I do love to write my thoughts out. I think it calms me down an awful lot to get everything in order. That's why I'm going down here, because I've written everything out down here. And it helps me an awful lot. It soothes me. And I think it helps my reality. It helps me sort out the reality of what's happened to the friendship I thought that I had and the friendships that I thought I had. So I've been doing that. So I always look at things from a spiritual angle. So I did mark a few things here, as I do like to do. So I just need to find them. Okay. Now, where are we? And it might help others that this has happened to, because, as I say, when I saw that YouTube, not YouTube, the Facebook post about one person causing havoc, other people might also be soothed by this, and what I'm thinking about has happened to me. So where are we? I did mark the pages, but I've lost the pages. No. Problems. You will always have problems. They are there because in solving them you grow. If there were no problems, you would cease to be alive in any sense of the word. The soul comes into its own, not in sunshine, but in the storm. So I thought that was quite interesting, because we always grow when we grow through challenges. We grow and see things clearly. So obstructions to development, and he's talking about spiritual development, not mediumship development. Obstructions. If you are hurt, it seems there is still some room for development. Do not allow any thoughts of any kind from any source to hinder or delay the service that you can render. You have been endowed with a gift, use it wherever you can. They're talking about the spiritual gift, they're talking about mediumship, they're talking about healing. The only value of the past, and of course what just happened to me, the only value of the past is the pattern of the present and the future. It has lessons to teach. It is part of the tapestry of earthly life. All its threads play their part in forming a pattern which will emerge and show it is based on a unity and harmony of purpose. And it does make me reconsider things and things that I did, and the silly things that I did. Like I even changed my car because one of my friends was poorly, needed to get in and out of the car. I changed it for a car which I hate and can't wait to change again as soon as I can. Some nights after we'd all been out, I wouldn't get home till 2:30, 3 in the morning because I was taking all my friends home so that they could get out. So all of these friends that I've bent over backwards for, and I didn't mind. It's no good saying I didn't mind at all, but I did think they were my friend. I was doing it for friends, which I wasn't. So, and it's really, really hard for me now to. I was out the other day and I was coming home and I want to say, do you need a lift? Do you need a lift? And I'm not allowing myself to do that now. I'm not allowing myself to be nice and generous. I can't do it again. That lack of trust is gone. But I do think that is part of my spiritual path, because I do think there's a childishness in constantly needing to help everybody, and not be more selective and get to know them. So I find it really. I said no to somebody the other day. I said no, I can't do that, and I had to phone another friend and say, is it okay to say no? Is it okay to say no? I don't want to do, can't do that. So that's what I'm not. I love to help people, and this is what I say, that my friends can believe that I would be this malicious. Hurts me to the bone, and why I'm making this. And I do know that that this video will help other people to see what's going on, and also try and recognise cognitive dissonance. I'm not a therapist of sort, but I love psychology things. I was going to university to study psychology before I got poorly. That was my plan. That's what I always wanted to do. So I read all psychology books and look at on YouTube and all these things. So I've looked up pathological liars this morning, and that's quite interesting. That is really an illness. So I think I keep seeing something at the corner of my eye. I don't know, maybe it's spirit. So today, what I am going to do today, I've got some holy water. I went to a friend's funeral on Monday on top of everything else at the funeral, and they had some holy water, so I brought that home. I'm going to holy water, I want to swear, holy water the crap out of the house. Then I'm going to sage it and clean it with the sage, and then I'm going to do a spell. So you can't make spells to hurt anybody, but what you can do is send all the negative energy back over to them. So everything they've done, they'll absorb that energy back into their own lives. So that's what I'm going to be doing when I finish this. And I've also got a couple of readings I'm supposed to be doing it as well. Okay. So is there forgiveness in the spirit world? There is forgiveness in your world and my world. This is a spirit talking. Forgiveness does not expiate wrongdoing. When a person who has committed a wrong reaches the stage for forgiveness, it means that realization has dawned. But if he asks for forgiveness and forgiveness is accorded to him, that does not mean that the act of wrong that was committed has been expunged. It is purely cause and effect. The act cannot be expunged until that which was wrong is put right. It's becoming very clear to me why I try not to upset people and try to only do nice things. It is the spiritual side of me that has grown as I have grown. So spiritual growth grows through kindness, tolerance, sympathy, love, service, and the doing of good works. Character evolves only when you allow the divine spirit to be made manifest in your daily lives. If you harbour unkind thoughts of hatred or malice, of vengeance and selfishness, you yourself will be the victim, and you yourself must pay the price. Because we do, don't we? When we're angry, we want to get our own back, or we want to do this and that, then we are only harbouring our own anxiety and making ourselves ill with this kind of thing. So So that's what I'm going to get up to when I've done this now. I'm going to be making spells and cleaning the house of all negative energy if I can. For people going through troubles, I do recommend saging and cleaning the house, because even if you don't believe in spiritualism and you don't believe in energy, it does help your mind. It will clear your mind and you'll feel better for doing these things. You'll think, oh well, the house feels clean now, and the energy will lighten up. So even if it's just mentally and you're not spiritual like I am, if it's just mentally clearing your head out and emptying out of your head by giving it over to energy, spirit, cleaning, whatever you want to call it, healing. And thank you so much for this. I do hope this has helped people, because as I say, when I saw the quote on Facebook, it made me realise that other people are going through this. It has happened to them, and I'm not going crazy on my own. So lovely to see you all, and I'll see you all soon with more spiritual work. Thanks again for listening.